Goldberg.
My ear was vibrating from that dude.
Hey, folks. Captain Bill, Big
Hey.
Shot Joe here, bringing you the next and newest and most up-to-date episode of the 321 Throwdown.
That's right.
We are here today. It was Super Showdown Day
Yep.
earlier.
A lot of wrestling on Wednesday.
A lot about goings on
Wednesday and
with
Thursday.
Super Showdown. Basically, we can just consider this a Super Showdown review
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
We're gonna go over real quick what happened on AEW and NXT last night. We're not really gonna talk about last week's SmackDown, the last episode of Raw, because they were pretty much just go-home shows that were just bringing us,
For the Super Showdown.
up to this Super Showdown. So I'm anxious to talk about Super Showdown. So
I am
let's
too.
get to it
Let's
real
do
quick
it.
and knock out this AEW NXT
review.
kind of highlights of what went
Alright,
on with
well,
those ones. Joey?
First off, for AEW, I want to talk about the 30-minute Iron Man match between Kenny Omega and Pac.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega and Pac, they went the whole half hour. Omega wins 2 falls to 1. So Pac scored 1 fall.
Pac's a really good wrestler. I mean, I think
He is.
it's a shame that WWE didn't do more with him as Neville.
I
really,
think they dropped the ball on him.
Oh, absolutely,
They dropped it
man.
big
Yeah.
time on Neville.
Because he's a hell of a performer. I mean, imagine a Ricochet Neville match.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, that
Ricochet
would be,
with a lot of
that
those
would
guys.
be visually spectacular to watch. Those two dudes jumping and flipping all around.
What about Rey Mysterio and Pac?
Yeah.
Pac's good. He's good. I like him, man. I saw him perform when he was Adrian Neville back in the old NXT. It was a show in Coco, and he was a really nice guy, man. And he was just entertaining. It was when he was the NXT champion.
Yeah.
So, okay, but enough about that. Next, we got the Inner Circle versus Jurassic Express.
Surprisingly enough, Jurassic Express won that one.
Yeah, that's a big victory for them, man.
Yeah, Inner Circle, they're,
Inner Circle is, they're the big heel faction.
Yeah, they're the DX of AEW. NWO, DX.
I would say NWO.
Still, DX was for the most part, the majority of the time, DX was the heel faction.
That's true.
They were more time as, the bad guys than they were the good guys.
I want to see on AEW, just thinking about bad guys real quick, I want to see an authority figure, like a Vince McMahon or something like that, come out and be the bad guy boss, Or do you think that's played out?
I don't think they're going to do that, because that's been done. I mean, and Cody Rhodes is basically
The boss.
The boss. There isn't Tony
Yeah.
Khan, who owns AEW, is not going to be out there doing the
No.
Vince McMahon
But
kind
I
of
could
shit.
see Cody doing a heel run.
Cody could very well do a heel run.
As a guy who's running the business but wrestles.
Right.
They've
right
done
now,
that.
it's going to be a
before.
little bit. Right now, he's going to be a faced character because they're trying to build this up, and they're
Well,
because they're going against heels right now.
Yeah. So, but anyways, we also have the Best Friends. They defeated Butcher and Blade of the Dark Order. We had the AEW Championship weigh-in, which was Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho for their upcoming this Saturday.
I think it might be, yeah.
This Saturday, I believe. It's going to be their next pay-per-view, which is the long-awaited title match for Jericho and Moxley.
Yeah.
And why don't you explain a little bit what happened during the
man.
brawl?
And, as you can expect, it turned to fisticuffs.
Yes, it did. Big time. Le Champion went Le Champion down.
Oh, yeah, man. Jericho got split open. Apparently, he, from what I have heard on the old interweb,
Oh, boy.
that he actually he required some stitches, after the show. So.
But Jericho's a tough dude, though, man. I guarantee he ain't gonna be pissed with Moxley.
Absolutely.
Maybe, I don't know. But it was good, and Moxley's still wearing that eye patch, bro.
Yeah.
He's still
a funny little thing about the eye patch with Moxley.
Yep.
And I was watching something where they were talking about it. Moxley here recently competed in Japan. Did the New Japan thing, and he didn't have the eye patch. He had a bandage or something on the eye. But point being is, somehow during the match, the whatever it was covering his eye, was gone. It was off, and he at the end he won the match, and there was no bandage, there was no eye patch, there was no visible trauma to the eye.
Yep.
And it was kind of like there was a moment that he realized,
oh crap!
Oh wait, I'm supposed to be having an injured eye, and he kind of went, oh.
Like jokingly or what?
No, like suddenly, oh yeah, that eye, I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot I had heard it. Oh,
yeah, man.
With that spike that Jericho,
from his jacket.
Because he's back with the patch now. So it's just kind of funny, it was just like that moment. He was just like, oh, it hurts.
So, but
anyways,
I'm really looking forward to see the outcome of that match.
Yeah.
Who do you got, Moxley or Jericho?
Man.
It's going to be a hard one because I'll tell you what, I have a feeling this is going to be drawn out a few matches. This is not just going to be one title match. This is going to be a few drawn out matches.
Honestly, here's what I see happening. I see
Jericho.
the Inner Circle interfering somehow. Because he's got the faction. He's got the. It would make sense. He's Jericho's the champ, and he's got the big heel faction that's he's in charge of, and a title defense against someone like Moxley. You got to think that they're gonna interfere somehow, some way to help him win. So that means at the next pay-per-view or whatever, the next when they have the match again, that'll start to be the a cage match or something along those lines,
Right.
So that's what I think. I think they'll interfere, and cause Jericho to either Jericho will they'll help him just win, or they'll interfere and Jericho will get disqualified and retain the title.
I could see that happening. But then again, that's a WWE.
That's a wrestling move.
It is a wrestling move.
It's not a WWE thing.
That's right. It's a wrestling move.
Goes way back.
Before I was even around.
So, I'm also anxious about the whole Dark Order thing with AEW.
Yep, who's the leader?
They're getting hints, they're starting to put out breadcrumbs, to get people kind of wondering, thinking, okay, who's it? I've heard everything from, Matt Hardy.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Is going to end up being, the exalted one of the Dark Order. I'm still saying Christopher Daniels. I still think it's going to be Christopher Daniels.
It would definitely be cool.
Because, Christopher Daniels is part of SCU, which is,
team.
Scorpio, Scorpio Sky, is that it? Yeah.
Kaz.
And Kaz.
And Christopher Daniels.
And Christopher Daniels was part of that, but Christopher Daniels, because it was Kazarian and Christopher Daniels were the tag team.
Mm-hmm.
And then Daniels got injured. And Scorpio Sky stepped in, and that's when him and Kazarian won the tag titles, and they were the tag champs and all that shit.
Right.
So it's kind of like then they become the tag team, and now they've since then keep competing as the tag team. it's almost like kind of like maybe Christopher Daniels kind of like was like he was kind of like the odd man out now, you know. He wasn't one of the ones that won the titles. It was those two that won the title. Just so
That would be
I
cool.
could see it, you know.
And then he's
him
like,
turning and going and being
I'm
part of
going
that,
to
you
the
know.
Dark Order. Right on. Well, stay tuned for some more AEW.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
The AEW. I will say this. Our buddy Arnold was messaging me.
Yep.
Arnold's one of a friend of ours who is also a subscriber. Which hopefully, if you guys have not yet, please do
Hit that subscribe button.
down below us here somewhere.
All right, ciao.
Subscribe button. Hit that, please.
What button?
The subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Por favor. And
Subscribe.
then you want to click that bell icon so you don't miss any new content that we upload.
So you get all the notifications.
All the notifications,
That's right.
you know.
Absolutely.
When we upload new episodes of the 321 Throwdown or Captain Bill, Big Shot Joe, watch a movie.
Did you mention the thumbs up?
Yeah, give us
the likes, the thumbs up.
Please,
thumbs up.
please.
It'll really help us out. We're trying to build this channel.
Thank you.
We hit a milestone for us, 151. Well, 150 was the milestone, but 151.
151 now. He's got
that's
another
awesome.
One.
Now our next goal, 200. So let's get 200 subscribers, guys. Let's show some support.
My next goal is 152, but you know, I mean, 200's
Well,
200's down the road.
naturally,
too.
every single one's a good goal. Yes,
Yeah,
but
you've asked me that question before.
and you've answered that same answer before.
Yeah, it's always
And now
that's
you
my
shared
that's
that.
my goal. My
That's right.
goal is to get 152 subscribers, and once we do that, I will then set a new goal of 153. You see where I'm going with this? See how it's working?
Absolutely. Man's a genius.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go ahead and get right into NXT.
And yes, I am wearing the autographed 321 Screw shirt
from
from
Atomic
our
Revolutionary
Wrestling
roster.
event that we went to.
Very good.
I'm sure you've already seen the review video on that.
Hopefully
the shirt that we displayed.
hit the
if
like
you
button.
haven't, why?
I mean,
Go back and watch it after this one.
after this
Since
one,
you're
yeah,
here,
so you
watch
might
this
as
one
well,
out,
since you're
And
watching
then go
this,
back and watch that.
and you
one.
go back, and then it's cool.
So,
So,
anyways,
all right, yeah, let's.
on to NXT. Let's
There
see
you
what happens
go.
with NXT.
There you go.
So NXT open up with Cameron Grimes defeating Dijakovic, and as we all know, Dijakovic and he's on a collision course once again with Keith Lee
For the North American
for
Championship.
no shot title, man. You know, I know people say, oh, you know, man, we've seen that before so many times, yada yada, this and that. But you know what? Those two guys, man, when they get in the ring against one another,
Yep.
they put on a show, man. You're
do.
not disappointed. It's like, I don't care how many times I saw Sting and Flair. Every time they got in the ring with one another, and I knew it was going to be, you know, a great
Legendary.
match. A great match. It just,
No, I got you.
and just some guys
They mesh.
they work great together. You know, Mick Foley and Terry Funk. You know, I mean,
Mick Foley
Rob
and
Van
Triple
Dam
H.
and Jerry Lynn.
Yeah. Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle.
Yeah. You know, Benoit and his demons.
Oh, whoa, you took it dark. So,
But, I mean, that was. Yeah, they had some pretty brutal matches.
yeah, do not cross that line.
So,
he's gonna get us kicked off. He's gonna get us kicked off.
He's,
All right.
he's such a worry wart.
I am. So NXT.
So yeah, but anyways, yeah. Grimes surprisingly beats Dijakovic.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I already knew that. I was just for effect.
And then Finn Balor comes out after that, and you know he's out there just basically, you know, boasting and carrying on, patting himself on the back about all his accomplishments, and what he's done, and who
You
he's
know,
beaten.
being the heel.
Yeah, being the heel. Well, that's when he's interrupted by Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel of Imperium from NXT UK.
What?
And yeah, and they came out with a message for Balor on behalf of NXT UK champion
snap.
Walter.
Oh, that's gonna be WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
WrestleMania. Balor, they come out and Balor don't take too kindly to it, and he attacks them first.
He sure did.
And he started out good, but
hey, it's 2-on-1.
But it ended with him getting beat down by both of them, and so there's going to be a Finn Balor Walter match in the very near future, I do believe.
Oh yes,
and here's the interesting thing: Finn Balor has never won the NXT UK Championship.
Oh, that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
that would also be the very first time the NXT UK Championship has been defended.
And the next NXT Takeover pay-per-view is actually being held in, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's being held in Edinburgh, Scotland.
That'd be pretty good.
Finn Balor is from Scotland. Just saying.
So he may win.
Just saying. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. So yeah. Then we had Xia Li was in a match with Mia Yim. I like me some Mia Yim. I'm a big fan of Mia Yim. It's Keith Lee's woman. For those that don't know that, Keith Lee and Mia Yim are together a couple. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, they are.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I like her.
Bill's got the ins and outs of the dating world in professional wrestling. That's it, man. Some say he is the Cupid for matchmaking.
Yeah. Yep. So this is for all my freaks out there.
All right, Steiner.
Captain Bill's your hookup.
Holler.
Holler.
If you hear him.
Well, no holler at you. Xia Li, she defeats Mia Yim.
I'm sorry, I'm picturing you wearing metal mesh on your head coming to the ring. I'm sorry.
To police sirens, that'll be my intro into the show when I come on. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. So the Xia Li Mia Yim match gets interrupted by Raquel Gonzalez. She comes out and attacks both Yim and Lee. So Raquel Gonzalez is kind of she's the one who come out and helped Dakota Kai in her last match too. So I guess there's some sort of association with those two now. Yeah. We had Ciampa took on Austin Theory. He defeated Austin Theory. Then, of course, he was attacked by Gargano after the match.
Building up that rivalry.
Gargano had a DIY T-shirt in his pocket, which was the tag team name of him and Ciampa together. So that's heating up. So we're going to have the old Gargano-Ciampa match at some point coming up.
Maybe WrestleMania.
Killian Dane, formerly of Insanity.
Yep.
He took on Bronson Reed and won.
He defeated him.
Bronson Reed's another big guy, up and coming, big guy, kind of a Brodus Clay kind of looking, type guy, but
the Funkadactyls.
Yeah. So we had the Grizzled Young Veterans defeated the Forgotten Sons in some tag action.
Right.
Grizzled Young Veterans, for those that don't know, was that's who the Broserweights defeated.
To
win the
championships, or the classic.
The Dusty Rhodes Classic. They're from
UK.
They're from NXT UK. Yeah, they're in NXT now. And then the main event was Charlotte Flair against Belair.
Belair.
Bianca Belair.
That's it.
and Charlotte Flair won. And then afterwards, she of course was confronted
She
by
looking
Rhea
like
Ripley.
Rapunzel with that hair, bro.
Yeah, I dig it. I like the hair, man. She uses it as
Kind
a
of
weapon.
reminds
She
me of
wraps
like
around. She's choking people.
kind of like
She's slinging.
Sindel from like Mortal Kombat. She just uses her hair.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Except
exactly.
Sindel's hair chopped
So
you up into
yeah,
little
so that's
pieces.
what that was. NXT basically a lot of setting up. Apparently, there was matches, and it was like a lot of foreshadowing. Of course, with the stuff with Balor and Imperium.
Building up.
Raquel Gonzalez
Setting up.
attacking Yim and Lee, setting up. Gargano attacking Ciampa after the match, setting up.
Would you talk about Walter? We talked about Walter.
Yeah,
with-
Walter. Yeah, those
The
guys
whole
came
point
out
of that
on behalf
belt.
of
Yeah.
Walter.
That's what was cool about it, man. They're trying to really make
Rhea Ripley coming out confronting Charlotte Flair, which we all know at WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley are going to have a match. But again, it's all
it's gonna
all
be
foreshadowing stuff. So.
It's gonna be good.
So that was NXT.
Yeah,
And
not a bad show.
now let's get on to the meat and potatoes of this particular video
Ooh,
here.
I like that.
So
Excuse me, folks. Meat and
the
potato.
Saudi Super Showdown. Lots to talk about. A
did you
lot of
get
things
that?
happened, like
There you go.
Goldberg.
He's gonna keep saying it.
Goldberg. Goldberg.
He's such a prick. Anyway.
And for those who are wondering why I keep doing that, I'm doing that specifically and exclusively for our good friend
Kyle
Swinesberg.
and Lee Taylor.
There you go.
Alrighty.
Goldberg.
I'm not. Okay, look.
Okay, we'll get it.
We'll get to it. All right.
Super Showdown.
Super Showdown
was today. Started.
Was today.
It came out at 1, in the afternoon. So a lot of people maybe didn't get to see it. Luckily, I have network on my phone, and I was able to put in the old headphones and watch it sitting on my desk while I was at work today. So that was
Whoa!
cool.
Hopefully your boss ain't watching.
I don't care. I was watching it while I was on.
He answered every phone call.
Oh yeah, I did my job. One headphone in listening, sitting on the desk over here. I can still do my job. So it starts out, the pre-show had one match, and that was the OC versus the Viking Raiders.
And what happened?
The OC won, surprisingly. I thought the Viking Raiders were going to take it. I'm going to be honest with you. But,
Maybe kind of give them a little bit
the
of a
OC.
bump. The OC kind of put them back on track.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess.
get
It
them
just,
right.
so...
Good
But
for them.
I mean, nothing make just your basic OC Viking Raiders matches.
Yeah.
We've seen them before.
The Viking
It was a
Raiders are
pre-show.
amazing.
So, but the next one is where it started getting in it. We had a gauntlet match for this trophy, and I can't remember thinking what the name of it again.
Mountain Trophy.
Yeah, it's something
in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
It's like a
thing
Saudi
over there, but
Arabia.
It was a weird, kind of crazy looking trophy, even But anyways, there was this gauntlet match where the contestants in the gauntlet match were it was R-Truth, Bobby Lashley, Andrade, Rowan, AJ Styles, and Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
First match starts out with R-Truth and Bobby Lashley is the first two competitors, and R-Truth beats Lashley. He wins.
I couldn't believe it.
And Lashley didn't take kindly to that and
beat him
continued
down.
to beat him down after the match. After
Gave
the bell was
him
rung.
a whooping.
Oh yeah, outside the ring, inside the ring, it was he beat him down good.
I mean, he should have
So,
taken the
of course,
24/7 title.
Truth was he beat him, he laid on the ground, and here comes the second entrant, Andrade, back from his
Injury.
suspension. Yeah,
I would have been like injury.
yeah.
That was better.
So, but he's still U.S. champ though, so he come back, he goes at,
Yep.
and of course, Truth's beat up. So Andre gets in, and they start going and have a match. Truth gets, he gets some fire, gets some offense. And then they have this moment where they kind of like collide and like smack heads. They both fall. Andrade falls, Truth falls backwards on top of him. 1, 2, 3.
That's it.
Truth wins. Now he's still going. Bring on the next guy.
Which
Out comes Eric Rowan in his mystery cage.
What do you think?
Still don't know.
It's bothering.
The word I'm hearing the most. It's gonna be a spider of some kind, man. That's what I'm hearing. Is a spider.
Better be something impressive, man.
It
What if
better be
it's?
it better be a tiny little like pygmy warrior or something, man.
Got it, dude. Something that's been years in the making.
Holy shit! Maybe it's Baby Yoda.
No, that'd be cool. But I was thinking more
It
like
could be Baby Shark doo 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 doo. Baby Shark doo 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 doo. Baby Shark doo 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 doo. Kill it now.
every day I gotta hear that song in my household.
Now he gets to hear it on our show.
Yep.
So, anyways, Truth and Rowan fighting. They get outside the ring. Rowan hits Truth with the steps, gets himself disqualified. Truth's moving on. He's getting the crap kicked out of him, man.
By AJ Styles, did AJ?
But by Bobby Lashley beat the hell out of him. I mean, Andrade was beating on him, but I mean he was giving back. But still, he'd already taken a beating from Lashley after the match, and then he's getting beat her up by Rowan and hit with steps. Guy, man, but God damn it, you gotta hand it to him. He was moving on. AJ Styles come on. AJ Styles finally puts Truth out of his misery. So now AJ Styles is left in the ring and he's waiting for the next opponent. The music kicks up. Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
And no Rey Mysterio comes.
Nope. All you saw.
So then his music, they hit his music again. And
no Rey Mysterio.
No Mysterio. And then they show backstage.
Mysterio's getting a beat down.
Getting beat down backstage by the OC.
By the OC. Gallows and Anderson.
Yep.
But
then out of nowhere, Gallows and Anderson start getting beat. They come flying through. You don't see who's doing it.
On the ground. They fall on the ground.
Yeah, they fall on the ground,
And all of a sudden,
you just see some boots and the bottom of a coat
coming up.
Walking.
Kind of like a trench coat.
Yeah.
Black. So, a lot of people thought it was Darth Vader at first.
I thought it was Blade.
I thought it was the Crow.
All
good choices.
Good, valid choices.
I was really stumped, and then...
And for a brief moment, I thought, it's Jack the Ripper.
Oh, man,
It could have been Ripper.
Oh, they would have been screwed, bro. He's dangerous.
Yeah.
But
then, of course, bong, bong. Here comes Undertaker, making his way to the ring, much to the dismay of AJ Styles.
Which, by the way, the ramp was extra long this year for Super Showdown. So
yeah, it was
very long entrances for everybody.
In all honesty,
especially
it was
the
probably
Undertaker.
about what
10 minutes an entrance.
700 yards long. Jiminy Christmas.
Nasty McSavage.
I mean, the guys when they started making their way to the ring for a match, they actually had to leave for their match while the match before theirs was still taking place, because it was going to be a few minutes for you get.
Yeah, man, it was about a good 2 mile walk.
I think they took a camel for part of the way, and then they had to they had to get.
They were in Saudi Arabia, man.
Yeah, they had to get the guides to take them the rest of the way to the ring.
Yeah, man.
So, but yeah.
Like Aladdin on the
So Undertaker comes out, gets in the ring. Of course, AJ's flipping out. He wasn't part of this. What's he doing? He can't be here. Now AJ goes over to Taker, starts poking him in the chest, telling him, "You're not supposed to be here. You're not in this. You're not part of this."
Then he goes,
turns around, yelling back at the ref again. He tries to sneak him. Tries to turn around and sucker him.
And get him a punch in.
Taker ain't having none of it.
Caught it.
Blocked. Choke slam.
And pinned him.
Good night, Sally.
1, 2,
Thanks for coming.
That was it.
Tip your waitress on your way out.
Yep.
I'll be here all week. actually, they're only there for the day.
But let's just talk briefly
but
on
yeah,
this.
so here's the thing with that.
Oh, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. That's been the talk of for WrestleMania is AJ and
Styles
Undertaker
versus
the
Undertaker.
Phenom versus the Phenomenal One.
That'd be cool. I like it.
And here's the thing: is Taker? I know Taker's getting up there. Taker can't quite go like he used to, but AJ can still go well enough and is good enough. AJ could do the he could take the the most of the load of that
Yeah,
of that
he
match.
can carry the match if he needs to.
Yeah, he's good enough that he can do it. He can carry it along. I could see you. I think it's quite feasible that you could get a 10, 12, 15 minute match maybe
Out of those two.
I could see that.
And for those guys, that's a long time.
Yeah, at least 10 minutes. You can get a 10-minute match. And you say, 10, 12 minutes, that's not long. It is for a wrestling match.
Yep.
A 12-minute match. I mean, think about, I mean, they just did a 30-minute match in AEW.
Yeah.
And they referred to it as an Iron Man match. That was just a 30-minute one. So, yeah, a 10-minute match, that's a third of an Iron Man match. So, yeah, that's... And when you got guys that are in their 40s and 50s,
We'll see, and it was funny too.
in the ring, that's a big deal. But I could definitely see 10 minutes getting out of it. Now, here's the question:
Who wins?
Taker beat AJ, or does AJ beat Taker? I say Taker wins.
Taker wins.
Because AJ, they don't need to put AJ over. AJ's over. He's been a champion now. He's been successful everywhere he's been.
Yep.
People know who AJ Styles is. We don't have to put him over, so he can take a loss. It wouldn't hurt. But Taker needs to win.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, dude, it's once in a blue moon he shows up.
So that was fun. It was cool. They get they got to see Taker. So that the crowd went ballistic, of course. So yeah. After that was followed up with the
tag team match,
the SmackDown Tag Team Title match between the champions New Day
and Miz and
against
Morrison.
Miz and Morrison.
And I was kind of wondering when
back
they were
in
going to
action
get tag
again.
titles. And they've been having matches with the New Day over the last few weeks.
Yes, they did.
So those guys have really been able to mesh well, and it was a great performance.
And Miz and Morrison picked right back up. They haven't
lost the beat.
That missed a beat is from when their tag run together before.
But I like how they, with him coming back, they started that. They brought back that history,
Yeah.
Like, because, they are a team from way back. They were in the ECW brand is where they formed.
And here's the thing. You can bring him back and you basically go the opposite route of like what they did with Edge and Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Edge comes back at Royal Rumble, Orton, and everyone starts, especially when they get in the ring and they were helping each other. Everybody was talking about, rated RKO, back again.
Mm-hmm.
I being one of those people, I'm not going to lie, I was anticipating, because at the time, Randy Orton had been kind of feuding with AJ and the OC.
Yeah.
So I thought, here we go.
Randy Orton
and Edge team back up to take on the OC.
Yep.
But no, they went a different direction, as we all know, with Randy Orton attacking Edge. Edge hasn't been seen since the Raw after the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
But I mean, we all knew Edge only in his deal. He was. It's not it's not on a full-time status. He's not going to be in week out. It's going to be, X amount of appearances and shows and all. So I see Edge will probably come back.
Here's a question.
Around Elimination Chamber time.
Does Edge ever get a title again? I could see him one more time.
I could see him giving him one more title run. I mean,
in the 4 years, in the how many years he was gone?
Imagine the pop that he would get if he won a title. I definitely think that they'll give him a title of some kind. I don't necessarily know that he'll win a world title or a universal title. Maybe not that. I could definitely see him though winning a universal or a United States, title.
Yeah.
I definitely
United
could see
States
that.
Intercontinental.
They just would have to just the thing with that right now. Andrade is a heel, and he's got the U.S. title. Edge is a face right now. The Intercontinental title is on Braun, who is a face, and Edge being a face. So they would have to, either one of those guys would have to turn heel, or the title would have to be on someone else.
Right.
For Edge.
So.
But yeah, Miz and Morrison, they go in the opposite direction of the Orton Edge angle with just immediately turning them against one another, put them in a feud. They slap them together just like buddies, just like old times. Tag team, now the tag team champs.
Mm-hmm.
But we can at some point one can turn.
Oh yeah.
And I see it being Morrison. I see Morrison. I see Morrison going face, and then because I see Miz turning on. I guess that's what it is. More, it's not so much that I see Morrison going, turning face more so that it's I just see Miz turning on Morrison.
Right.
Because Morrison hasn't been around in how many years?
Yep.
And Miz has, and he's been around, and he's been established, and Miz is
a former champion.
He's won the world title on more than one occasion.
No, he only won the WWE Championship once.
He's only been a world champion once.
Yep.
He's never been Universal Champion.
Nope. Hand to God.
I could have swore that Miz has had more championships than just one.
We'll look it up, but I promise you it's only been one time WWE Champion. I think he holds the record for the most Intercontinental titles now. I don't know. Or close to. But I promise you, only one time. It was against Randy Orton on a Raw. He cashed in Orlando, Florida, mind you. Cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase and won it. And then he fought John Cena at WrestleMania that year.
And defended it.
And won because The Rock interfered. So. Yeah,
but
boy.
Anyways.
This guy.
Anyways, I see them.
I could see
down
that,
the road
though.
just turning one. Miz will turn on Morrison more than likely. I think.
Yeah, but even
and then
so,
you have
that rivalry.
Now. So they're able to capitalize on putting them back together again.
Right.
For those people who liked Miz and Morrison, and then they'll go to heel Miz and Morrison. So.
Dude,
But anyways, yeah, they like I said, they beat the New Day, they beat them clean. They're the tag champs. So next we had Garza. Alberto Garza beat Humberto Carrillo.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, it was a good match. Two young up and coming guys. Definitely. These are some of the guys who are the future of WWE, at least they're hoping so.
And they had a chance on the big
they're
stage.
both very talented performers.
Mm-hmm.
Very much in that Rey Mysterio type,
Lucha.
Yeah, Lucha. Rey Mysterio and Ricochet and Kalisto Sin Cara, those type of guys, that style. Andrade, another one. Big Latin influx, it seems like, here with young talent. Here, you figure you got Garza, Carrillo, Andrade. I mean, there's three young, Spanish guys up and coming.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they really got some big plans for Andrade. I think they would like to. If
they're hitting. They're hitting
getting suspended.
They're hitting. They're hitting different demographics.
Yeah.
And that's what that is.
So. Next, we have Seth and Murphy.
Oh, that's right. He's no longer Buddy Murphy.
Seth and Murphy
It's just Murphy.
took on the Street Profits in a Raw Tag Team title match. And
it was a good match.
Honestly, I was expecting the Street Profits to win.
Over.
Especially after after Miz and Morrison won the SmackDown titles. I'm like, you know what? I think they're going to take the Raw Tag Team titles too, because it's just silly that you have this faction of 4 people. The tag team of AOP,
Rollins, Disciples,
and then Rollins and Murphy, who are 2 singles competitors,
as
who they just kind of stuck together, and then those 2 guys win the tag team titles.
Well,
and the established tag team of AOP did not.
Maybe
it just seems silly.
Maybe it goes for a little while, and Rollins and Murphy get turned on by AOP, and AOP goes after their tag belts.
I see someone else taking the belts from Rollins and Murphy, not being AOP.
I was just saying.
Someone will take the belts from them, and then AOP might go after those people.
Maybe.
But
maybe.
But yeah, so they retained. They kept the belts. It was a good match. It was a good match. I see Montez Ford being a big star. I really do see him being a big star.
Yeah, he's entertaining, especially on the mic.
I mean, I know that they're a tag team right now, Street Profits, but I see them at some point. I see them
branching off
and doing some more solo stuff, and I really see Montez Ford, being successful in singles competition. He's the taller, leaner of the 2.
Yep.
Whereas Angelo Dawkins is the big guy, and
and then
Montez Ford
is the.
But I mean, he's got the charisma.
He flies around that ring too.
Yeah. So. But Street Profits will be champ. I think they'll win the titles. They'll be champs at some
Maybe
point.
they're the ones who do take it.
Yeah. So we had next we had Saudi local favorite hero, local guy Mansoor took on Ziggler
and beat him.
Yeah, and beat him. And Rude come out with Ziggler. And Rude, of course, gets in the face of Mansoor and starts yelling. And he ended up getting kicked out. And, you're out of here. So Ziggler was on his own. And Mansoor beat him. And, of course, naturally, the Saudi faithful there, they go nuts because that's their guy. It's their local guy,
Yeah, hometown hero.
He's from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia,
Yep. So they're all big fans of him.
It was, it was
a big deal for them.
It was a big deal. You see all the little Saudi kids out there all cheer. They're all happy, because, I mean, this is a local guy, and he's a WWE talent now. And the dude's got, in the last couple Saudi shows, he's picked up some wins against some established guys now. He's beat Ziggler, who was a former world champion, former tag team champion. And he's won the U.S. title. And I believe he's been Intercontinental champion too, hasn't he?
Also been a Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah, so I mean, Ziggler's an established guy. He beat him. The last show, he beat Cesaro. So he's knocked off some talent.
Hey, good for him.
See him coming up.
Possibly.
And then
the destruction.
The destruction is
Ricochet.
Right. Poor Ricochet, man. It very, very
God love him.
Shades of Kofi Kingston and Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Was it quicker?
No. Kofi was much quicker, but it was pretty damn quick. Brock he took Ricochet out, and it was not close.
So he was a minute man.
It was he took him to Sioux Falls City.
Sioux Falls City.
That's where our chief did not want to go.
That's
Sioux
right.
Falls City.
That's right.
So, but Brock just.
Well, again, and we knew they were going to keep the
Brock
title
destroyed
on Brock.
Ricochet, man. There's no other way to put it.
And you knew they were going to keep the title on him.
I knew they would keep the title on him.
Face Drew McIntyre.
But the thing is Brock. A lot of times, Brock seems to have good matches against those kind of smaller,
because Brock
high flying type guys. I mean, think about AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan,
Rey Mysterio.
I mean, Rey Mysterio, these guys, did good matches against him, but Kofi, Kofi messed up. Kofi messed up. He made a mistake. Unfortunately, he made a mistake at the very beginning of that match when he tried to just run at Brock and charge right at him. Because Brock just caught him, and that was it. Sioux Falls City. It's all over with.
That's it, man.
Sioux Falls City.
All right, what's the next one?
So, yeah, not much to talk about there. It was utter destruction. It was like, remember that scene in Jaws when the little boy was on the raft out in the water and the shark came?
Yep.
It was much like that, not without the water and the blood. The destruction and savagery were just the same.
The savagery.
So next was the.
Was it the Bailey match?
It was.
Or no?
No.
No, that doesn't come till later.
Next was the Roman Reigns Corbin.
The cage match.
King Corbin steel cage match. Yes.
Yep. And Roman ended up winning that.
Yes. And
what's the matter?
I was just praying to, I was praying to the wrestling gods in the heavens above that the King Corbin Roman Reigns feud is done.
Is over.
I'm ready to move on. I don't want to see Corbin and Reigns anymore.
Ever again.
No, I don't want to say ever again. Just
not right now.
Yeah, not for a while. You know what I mean? Let that feud be over and done with.
That's it.
Reigns has won now the last couple.
Finito.
Corbin. Choose a new victim.
That's it, bro.
All right, you targeted Roman. It didn't work.
Go after Daniel Bryan.
It didn't work.
There's Daniel Bryan. There's
no
there's
shame
New
in that.
Day.
Yeah.
There's Sheamus.
Pick a new guy.
Please.
And it doesn't matter because I think Roman's going to be having a new feud beginning very soon. Anyways.
With we know who.
So, but Roman ends up winning this cage match.
Yep.
So, and the next match is, surprisingly enough, with it being in Saudi Arabia, it was a women's match, a women's title match.
Bailey versus Naomi.
Yes, sir.
For the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool again. There was the big breakthrough last year with Natalia, and what's her name?
I don't know.
The Southern Belle.
What's her name? Where is she?
Why am I suddenly drawing a blank? On the women's rights and
with the right fish she does or whatever. Oh man, we're drawing a blank. Wow, it is 3:04 in the morning. That's probably why.
This is embarrassing. That I cannot think of.
What is her name? She challenged for the belt recently too.
Yes. Why?
Last few months.
Obama. Anyways, she wasn't in the match, so I don't know why we're sitting here beating her. Yeah, I'm trying to think of her, but
Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans, yes, thank you. As soon as we stopped thinking about it, we thought about it.
Lacey.
So Bailey and Naomi again, it put on a great match. They had to wear the T-shirts and all. You just get completely covered up, like last year, but. It was a little different.
It's kind of weird.
Naomi had, of course, she had colorful. She had the green tie-dye shirt on, so and she did have the light-up sole shoes, so it's kind of cool. But Bailey retains, which no surprise, because it's gonna be Bailey and Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania. Everyone knows that.
Baszler's going to take it.
Yeah, because Baszler's going to win the Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So Bailey won, and then we get to the main event of the night.
Main attraction.
The Universal title being defended by the Fiend against who? Goldberg. Now, the results of this match
has pissed a lot of people off.
Have blown up the internet. People are
upset.
They're up in arms over this. Oh my God! I can't believe.
How could you take the belt off of Bray Wyatt?
And, it's another part-time champion.
It's entertainment, ladies and gentlemen.
You know the thing is again, it's set up. It's foreshadowed. There's, if the rumors and the plans are true that we're hearing, they're setting it up now. It's going to be Roman Reigns is it's what they're talking. Roman Reigns is going to win the Elimination Chamber, and he's going to go on to face Goldberg at WrestleMania for the Universal title, and where Reigns will win and take the title from Goldberg. And here's people will figure out why. Okay, Roman and Bray. No, Roman is a face, and they want to keep Roman a face. People are cheering for Roman now and not, booing and hating on him because he hasn't been involved in the world title picture in over a year.
Yeah.
And he never lost the title, man. He relinquished it because of the leukemia, the leukemia thing. He had to relinquish his title. He didn't lose it. So you want, Roman Reigns to be the face going into
a match
WrestleMania. If the Fiend is still the champion and Roman Reigns is facing the Fiend at WrestleMania, they're going to cheer for the Fiend.
They're going to cheer for the Fiend.
And not for Roman. They're going to boo Roman, cheer for the Fiend, and then when Roman wins, they're going to boo Roman and they're going to be mad. Oh, he took the belt from our Fiend, you dastardly, Goldberg, though, has now taken the belt from the Fiend. And he's drawing the ire of wrestling fans. So people are going to be upset. Now, Goldberg's probably going to be on SmackDown tomorrow night. And they're going to boo. And they're going to be angry. And they're going to be mad. So when WrestleMania comes and Roman Reigns and Goldberg match happens, they're going to cheer for Roman. They're going to want Roman to beat Goldberg because they're upset because Goldberg took the title away from their beloved Fiend. And so that's, it makes Goldberg kind of the heel in that scenario, which is what the WWE wants. Because Goldberg is, he's a legend. He's not the future. Guys like Roman Reigns are the future. They're the young guys. They're the ones that are gonna take it, down the road.
Absolutely.
So, and they want Roman to be the face and the guy, and they want them to cheer and root for him. So that's why Goldberg took that title, so they can set that up now, and they can make that happen.
Spear versus spear.
So, and we're hearing Cena and the Fiend are going to be in a match at WrestleMania. That's the rumor. As we all know, Cena is going to be on SmackDown
this Friday night.
Yep, the next SmackDown tomorrow night. SmackDown.
Oh yeah, that is tomorrow.
Or tonight, if you're when you're watching this,
3:09
or yesterday,
in the morning.
Whatever. The SmackDown after the Super Showdown, Cena's going to be at. Cena was at.
Cena was at the Super Showdown?
No.
Oh, just he's coming to SmackDown.
And, now this sets up the Fiend is angry. Now he lost his title. He's mad. He's angry. He's just going to be just running roughshod through everyone, just running over people, taking everyone out.
Except Goldberg.
And John Cena, I have a feeling, is going to have an altercation with the Fiend. And here's the thing: John Cena and Bray Wyatt have history. Okay.
They do.
John Cena defeated Bray Wyatt.
He sure did. At WrestleMania.
So, and the Fiend never forgets. So, that's someone he has a score to settle with. So that's gonna. There doesn't need to be a title on the line for that match because there's a history, there's a story there, and Cena has gone on record saying he has no desire to win another world title because he doesn't want to break Flair's record. He's happy and content with being tied.
Yep.
You know, he doesn't want to. Flair is all for it. You know, he's like, hey man, let the kid do it, but Cena doesn't want to. He doesn't want to beat that record. He said he doesn't need to. He's won enough world championships. He doesn't need another one. Let some of these other guys do it. So there's no title on the line. So Cena and The Fiend can just have a match. And then Goldberg and Roman Reigns can have the title match with Roman taking the title from Goldberg. And Drew McIntyre is going to take the title from Brock Lesnar. So there's going to be 2 new world champions.
Oh, yeah.
A WWE champion and Universal champion at WrestleMania, I do believe.
I think it will be awesome.
So I think, that's the reason why. It just, and,
it's putting
and
all
what
the
I
pieces
talked about
together.
too, what I talked about too with the Fiend and the Goldberg, how that match has to be done in order to keep the persona, the aura, whatever about both of these two competitors the same. Goldberg, it's Goldberg, man. I mean, he's the guy who comes in and takes out Brock. Now he's a guy who just hasn't been around since SummerSlam when he beat up Ziggler. Now he shows up,
and he's the world champion,
and just calls out the Fiend, which there's a lot of firsts. Nobody has ever called out the Fiend before. The Fiend has always come calling for them. Goldberg called him out first.
He did.
And when they had that first face-to-face in the ring, Goldberg struck first. He attacked first with the spear. So
he did.
So yeah. So it's going to be and so but I mean they did it in a way where both of them look strong. Obviously Goldberg wins. He beats the Fiend clean. So that kind of is like, all right, hey, it's Goldberg. I mean, this is the guy who came in, took out Brock, who was, running roughshod through everyone, and Goldberg just mowed through him, in 2 minutes. So there's you got that because he beats the Fiend, but you also kept the Fiend strong, because it took 4 spears and a jackhammer to do it.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, you kept Goldberg being Goldberg. Goldberg.
Explosive.
Not only did he beat, like I said, he beat the Fiend, he fought through 2 mandible claws. Nobody else has done that. When the mandible claw has been put on by the Fiend to somebody, that's been it. That's been done. Lights out. Game over.
He was able to get
out of it. That's all she wrote. Twice he fought it off. So they did a good job keeping, the stigma of Goldberg and the Fiend. They made them both look strong against one another. I mean, even after the match is over, Goldberg was up in the corner celebrating. The Fiend jumps up and he's standing behind him and he's visibly angry and he's shaking his arms and pissed off. Then the lights go out and they come back on. Goldberg's still up on the ropes, looking around, and the Fiend's gone. So
it was a good end to the show.
I was happy with it. I enjoyed it. I understand why they did it. I see where they're going with it, and it's cool. the ultimate destination. I think it's all worth it.
And it's something.
And it had to happen.
And
they
it's
had to do
different.
it that way. Someone had to take that title off of Fiend, and
yep.